Hi guys, we're gonna do a little getting ready with Jamie thing because I have words to say to you. So here we are. If you're popping on, say what's up, what's up, what's up. Happy week after Christmas. It's that funky week between Christmas and New Year's where I feel like a lot of people don't know what to do with themselves. If you're popping on, say hi. I personally enjoy working the week between Christmas and New Year's. I think that I don't know, it feels empowering to me to do shit during this week. And what I don't like is good morning, Justin. Hello. If you're here, say hi. Personally, I don't enjoy the whole narrative of you shouldn't work. It should be the time that you do absolutely nothing. If that makes you feel good and that serves you, then that's okay. But don't do that just because somebody on the freaking internet told you that you shouldn't be working this week because it's the time to take off and it's the fucking cool thing to do. If you desire to work and you're excited about the vibes, people who work with me know, I get really jazzed about the beginning of new things, new months and new weeks and new years. I like new things. The new start, fresh start. So anyway, I'm super jazzed about that. And don't let somebody else tell you, oh, you should take this week off. If you don't want to, then don't. If you want to do shit, then do shit. So anyway, that's how I feel about that. So when we're talking about this, oh yay, there's so many people live. Say hi if you're here. I titled this video about selfishness because I'll just tell you what, you guys, so many motherfuckers have been up in the space about friggin' selfishness. Oh my Lanta. I just, some of the people who have been students of mine even for a really long time, I've noticed lately, saying things along the lines of yeah, I know that sounds selfish. And they line out what their intentions are for the week or what they're going to do today or what their plans are for the month or what they're wanting to create in their own lives and business, what they know they need to be focusing on. And it's their own health and their own this and their own that. And then they're they preface it, or not preface it, but they justify it or whatever, justify it by saying, I know that sounds selfish, but, and it's bro, it does not sound selfish at all. And we have to stop. That's just as bad as when we say, oh, I'm so sorry for things that we have no reason to be sorry for. We didn't do anything wrong, right? So saying, oh my gosh, my intention is to focus on what I know I need to do, or focus on, look at those eyebrows. I did a great job. Bam. That was good. Focus on those types of things. That's not selfish at all. If anything is the exact opposite of selfish. And I thought we all knew this and I thought we were past this. And of course we all have our moments, right? We have to circle back around. So I wanted to circle back around and remind you that that's not selfish. Honestly, it's the best thing that you can do for the people in your life, because if you don't do that, then you are no good to anyone in your life. If you are not taking care of yourself, you are no good to anyone else. No good to anyone else. Side note, don't use a setting powder under your eyes, ladies. If you're over 30 years old, it makes you look older. And so I use a setting spray. Spray on my fingers, pat it down, holds it in. Jam. Anyway, back to my regular conversation here. So you have to remember that the shoe rack, it's not as impressive this year, in the new house. It's not nearly as impressive. I have a lot of things to do. Oh, I'm bleeding. Ouch. Gross. I have a lot of things to do in that closet. But anyway, you can see a washer and dryer behind me. So that's the thing we have to keep in mind, is that who says, first of all, who says fucking who that it's selfish? Somebody somewhere made us think that it's selfish of us to take care of ourselves. I get it. My mom is this person. I was raised this way. I've had to work really, really hard to get myself out of that mental place. And so I really just felt like I needed to remind you that that is not selfish, because let's be smart here, okay? If you are not well, you cannot take care of your people. If you are not well, you cannot work properly. You cannot take care of your business. You cannot take care of your employees. You cannot take care of blah, blah, blah. I'm so good, Kyle. It was great to see your Christmas card. I hope that you guys are good too. So if you're not well and taking care of yourself fully and completely, then how in the ever living, oh my God, look, you guys, sorry. It hurts. I cut my cuticles because they were raging. Yikes, it hurts. I'm bleeding. Anyway, if you are not well and taking care of yourself, you cannot feed or take care of anyone else. That is the concept of you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? Like, it was funny because some of these things I feel like, oh my gosh, everybody must have heard me say this before and nobody wants to hear me say it anymore. And it's like, well, no, I think we always need the reminder. So here I am with the reminder. Because the truth of the matter is that it is not selfish of you to take care of yourself. It is actually completely the opposite. It is an act of selfishness and like, you're doing everyone an injustice that you care about and that you want to take care of. You're doing them all a disservice, I should say, not an injustice. That's wrong. A disservice when you don't take care of yourself. Because, dude, first of all, how the fuck do you expect to be this creature of like crazy goodness for everyone else and take care of them if you don't take care of you? Like, that's not how it works, you guys. It's not how it works. Eyeshadow is weird. Thing. Does this make sense? I want to hear if you guys think this makes sense, because I need to know if I need to go deeper into this conversation, because I need everybody to understand that when I am not taking care of myself, when I do not make myself a priority, and this happens sometimes even though I'm, supposed to be perfect, just kidding, obviously not, but I don't always do the best at that. If I should say, if I don't do the best with that for whatever period of time, everything suffers. I don't feel well. My clients don't usually say they feel anything, but I feel like I'm doing a bad job. I don't show up the same online as I would, blah, blah, blah. I don't answer the phone when my mom rings. I don't go see her. Like, all of those things. Like, it's not selfish. Like, you cannot be a great daughter, a great business owner, a great spouse, a great mom, a great friend, any of those things if you put yourself on the back burner more often than you don't. You cannot. It's like impossible. So when people say, oh, I'm making my health a priority this month or this year or whatever, I have to make sure that I say no to things that don't make me feel good and blah, blah, blah. I know that sounds selfish. It's like, bro, stop saying that. Stop trying to justify the fact that you're trying to better yourself and be a better person by saying things like, oh my God, I cut this one too. Jesus, you guys, I just made myself bleed everywhere. Quit trying to justify that behavior by saying things like, or like making it sound like you're doing something bad. Because guess what? If you preface the statement, I'm going to take better care of myself this year, or I'm going to do this so I feel better. If you're then following that up with, I know that sounds selfish, chances are you're not actually going to do it. Because if your belief system if you're believing in your head that that's actually selfish, then you're not going to stick to it, you guys. Like, our thoughts are so powerful, and you have to understand your words fucking matter, because our subconscious mind does not know the difference between when we're being modest or we're justifying or we're joking or whatever. Our subconscious mind does not understand the difference between the two. And so if you're sitting here saying to yourself things like, this is my plan, I know that sounds selfish, it's probably selfish. Then again, like I just said, chances are you're not going to fucking stick to it. And that's defeating the purpose. And this is why people never follow through with things, is because we let these false freaking narratives in our head dictate what we are or are not going to do. And it's baloney. So let's stop doing that, please. So do you hear me? I hope that you understand what I'm saying. Get that language out of here. You have to stop. Yes, Missy, facts. Angela, yes, I'm going through this right now. It's terrible, on a daily fight with myself of figuring, drawing lines between myself and other people. Yes, girl. Yes, you got this. Keep that narrative. Keep that conversation between you and you going. It makes sense. I grew up in the South, and I'm certainly working on reprogramming myself to take care of myself first, so I looked out for my people. If I don't, I can't show up in the way. Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. 100%. Like, that's the thing, We can't take care of other people if we're a hot mess ourselves, right? Like, especially, I always tell everybody, for me specifically, like, I don't struggle with that, but it's really an important part, because, like, who in the fuck am I to tell you what to do in your life if my house isn't in order? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, did you see that? That was cute. Whoops. Hold, please. I'm just throwing stuff at me. throwing stuff around. Anyways, so I wanted that to be your PSA, especially here. Some people are taking the week off between Christmas and New Year's, and you're chilling at your house and you're thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do in this new year to make my life better? Blah, 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 right? Like, this is what we do. I know. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I love doing that. I do that at the start of everything. Start of a new week, start of a new month, start of a new year, start of a new quarter. This is the same thing I do, this reflection that you're having right now. So I want you to remember that you are not selfish for taking care of yourself. Actually, it should be a number one priority, because your success, your health, your happiness, your relationships doing well, your clients doing well, your all of those things doing well are contingent upon it. Truth. Big fucking facts are most likely the struggles that you're having are direct results of you having this internal battle about taking care of yourself first. I promise. And it's hard. So I want to leave you with that. I know that it's hard. It's not always easy. My cousin the other day was talking to me about her mom guilt. And she was like, I just have so much mom guilt. You know, I get so worried that my kids aren't getting what they need, or they're like always wanting. So her daughter's like 3, right? Well, at 3, of course, 2, they're like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. They're like all over the friggin' place, right? They can't even stay focused for 2 seconds. And she's like feeling guilty because she can't constantly be painting or creating things or decorating cookies or doing all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, you have got to stop. Like, that expectation is unrealistic. Like, you are an amazing mom. You do so much for your kids, right? So much for your kids all of the time. Separate the fact from the fiction, you guys. That fiction is the story. It's the narrative. It's the not real thing, right? Like, you have to be able to separate the two inside of your head and coach yourself through that, because you could hire the most expensive coach in the world and they're not in your brain. And so in those moments, you have to be able to see the difference between that story and that voice and the actual truth. So if she was to sit down and go, wait a minute, the actual truth is every waking moment that I'm not working or sleeping, we're doing something. They always go to the park, they go play, they do all of these things all of the time. Like, I don't know how she does it. I'd be friggin' dead exhausted. But you know what I mean? So there's the fact, not the story. Does that make sense? Hit the little like button if that makes sense, y'all. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I am going to do my eyeliner and mascara not on the phone because it's hard to do on the phone. And I got a big day, so I'm going to go do all the things I need to do. If anybody has any questions about this or any comments to add or anything at all, you want me to say more words about it, let me know. I'm here for it. And you go out into the world and be good and do good and take care of yourselves, because the more you take care of yourselves, the better you will be able to put into this world. And the more good you put into this world, the bigger ripple effect that it creates. And that's what we need around here. When I say around here, I mean on this planet. Thanks for being here. I love you. As always, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think anyone else can benefit from it, please share it to whomever or onto your page. I love it when you do that, and that is one of the best ways to support all of the things that I try to do here. So, bye. Have a good new year. Have a good day.